right. Spin by Robert Charles Wilson. I have wanted to read this for a long time. 4x 10 to the 9th AD.
Oh, baby!
Okay. So this one has the coolest cover out of all of them. I'm going to go right into it. I'm not going to look at the dust jacket because as I've gone back, let me actually look at the dust jacket finally on the Bone Hunters. The Seven Cities Rebellion has been crushed. One last rebel force remains, holed up in the city of Egatan under the fanatical command of Laoman of the Flails. That's an interesting way of putting that. I mean, he was wild, but going into this book, I wouldn't have really thought exactly that. Or I wouldn't have put it exactly that way. But, okay. The prospect of laying siege to this ancient fortress makes the battle-weary Malazan 14th army uneasy. But it was here that the Empire's greatest champion was slain, and a tide of Malazan blood spilled. It is a place of foreboding. Its smell is of death. So they're already foreshadowing that chapter 7? Or basically saying outright. But also it says who's going to be the main people to focus on, even though everyone's sort of the main. Okay. Yet this is but a sideshow. Oh. Agents of a far greater conflict have made their opening moves. The crippled god has been granted a place in the pantheon and a schism threatens. Sides must be chosen. But whatever each god decides, the rules have changed irrevocably, terrifyingly. And the first blood to be drawn will be in the mortal world. Very cool. All right. Well, I am not going to look at the jacket, but I'm dying to know, is this just going to be a continuation of Midnight Tides? So let me think. If we're continuing with that, without looking into the Dramatis Personae yet, we've already seen kind of where it goes with Trull, and we see that we're not going to see the Shorning, but we saw that this Artantha, the guy that eventually fought for Trull a little bit at the end, he was there at the Shorning. So maybe we'll see more of that. We've seen the Edur going out to collect people. I don't know if maybe we will see right after that, or if it'll pick up on where we finished off in the Bone Hunters. Either one's fine. We have Tehol and Bug to continue, hopefully. We have, obviously, Rulad stuff. We obviously have Udinus and that group. That will be an interesting group. And we've made contact with Karsa. We've made contact with Akarium, Quickben, and even if Ganos isn't in here, you know, he's in here. So I'm not going to set any expectations of what I want to happen, other than I would assume that this is going to be some kind of direct sequel of Midnight Tides. So let's open it and go to, there's 4 books again. The Emperor in Gold. Awesome. Layers of the Dead. I've loved that kind of thing that they've added or that they've done in these books so far, where with the layers, we've had the layers in the ice. We've had the layers in the mud, I believe. Stuck in the mud. We've had the layers in, you know, the city. Almost like an ancient city being built upon the ashes of the city before it. So now we have the Layers of the Dead. Okay. Knuckles of the Soul. Like shaved knuckles. And Reaper's Gale, which I've been trying to think of what that could possibly mean. Reaper's Gale. I mean, I know it's about the wind. You know, very, very simplistic way of... Okay. The Empire of Lether. Now, is this the same? Okay, we have Tist, First Reach, and its neighbors. Okay. Now, is this... Let me... This seems like maybe it's pushed back a little bit from the map in Midnight Tides. Because we have... Or was it Fent Reach from... No. Here we go. Cat or Bite? Is that what this is called? And the ice fields? Dang. Dang, I don't know. Yeah. Where's Trait? Is Trait on here? So, we might be in a different place. Trying to think of Reach Intel oh yeah. Inlet. The Reach in. Okay, so yeah, it's just this one, but it's just kind of brought way back. Okay, Kingdom of Lether. That's great. And now we are expanding to the east. Oh, that's the only map we have. It's the only map. I really love being on this continent. I can't wait. I'm excited. Okay. Dramatis Personae. We have the Letheri, or the Lethery. Starting with Tehol and Bug. We have Shirk. We have people that we recognize like Ublala and Ormley. Rucket. I don't recognize all these people, and that's good. That's fine. Looking forward to get to more people again. The Feather Witch. Okay. Next page. The Tist Edur, Rulad, Hanan Mosag. Okay. The Warlocks of the Emperor, right. These are those 5. Uruth. Oh no, we got the U names again. Arriving with the Edur fleet. Twilight. Okay, so these are the ones. Yeah. Ikarium, Terlac Veed, Tomad Sengar, Samar Dev, Karsa. Are awesome. So, wonder when we'll get those guys. The Alden. Do I know the Alden? Red Mask. Masark or Masark. Hadralt. Sag Churok. Holy smokes, guys. Torrent. Serenpedek. Fear Sengar. Okay, so this is that group. Right, the hunted. So they call them the hunted. Seren, Fear. Oh, I forgot it. I forgot that Seren was a part of that group. Stupid me. Seren, Fear, Kettle, Udinus, Wither. Right. Silchus Ruin. Okay, I figured, I thought it was him. The Refugium. Okay. Oh, another bad SU name. Oh, Ulshin, Prowl. Rude. Okay. Malazans. And then it's the Bone Hunters. So Tavor. And right, we have Lestara Yil, which is kind of the number 2 now to Tavor, which is awesome. Keneb. Blistig. Ferret Sort. Awesome. Grub. Awesome. Beak. Holy smokes, this just keeps going. Okay, so I'm going to have to get used to this being a military fantasy because it seems like it's really leaning into this. And I'm just going to have to get okay with that. We have the 4th Squad. Fiddler, Tar, Korak, Smiles, Cuddle, Bottle, Korup. It's cool that it'll be nice if they are separated into these squads. Because if you can kind of clump them together, that makes it good. Then we have Gessler as the sergeant of the 5th Squad. Cord, the sergeant of the 7th. Hellion of the 8th. Balm of the 9th. Oh, man, that's that 7th Squad. Tom or Thom Tissy of the 12th. I don't know if I recognize them. Urb of the 13th. Then we have the 8th Legion, 3rd Company, 4th Squad, 5th Squad, 10th Squad. I don't recognize like any of these names. And then we have others, which I might not go too far into it. We have, let me just quickly glance. I see Curdle here and Tellerest, Banischar. We have Troll again and Onrak, which is great. Sheltantha Lore, Menindor. I forgot about Menindor. Kilimandaros. So Kilimandaros is one where I keep hearing the name, and I want to know more about this person, this elder goddess. But I'm just confused. Clip. Atistandi. Cotillion. Okay. Very, very, very cool. Now, the prologue, and I'm not going to go into this, though, but the prologue starts with the Elder Warren of Curled Emerlon. And, you know, I should know this by now, but let me just make sure I check the glossary to make sure I get this right. Oh, the glossary doesn't have a whole bunch of stuff this time. Doesn't have the people in the decks. Doesn't have the different Warrens, which I sometimes would refer to that. Okay, in the Age of Sundering. And let me just see something. I'm just curious at where Chapter 1 starts. Okay, Chapter 1 doesn't have a date. So, I will get through this book in a different way than I did with Bone Hunters. With the Bone Hunters, I really was rushing through. I think I'm going to go back to highlighting some because it just focuses my attention a little bit better. It's going to be a little bit slower, so bear with me. But also by doing that, I'll have, I'll just be enjoying the journey a little bit more. And have time for some of these funny things that I've liked to do. But anyway, looking really forward to it, and we'll see. We'll see where this goes. I'm going to try not to hyper focus on any certain person or character, or make assumptions of where I think the ending is taking us, because man, Bone Hunters went all sorts of ways where it was wild. It was wild. It was fun. Had a lot of opinions on it, but I'm looking forward to this next one. And I may read a couple books. I may read this kind of alongside another book, so I can just slowly go through both of them. But I got the itch. I know I just posted like 2 hours ago that I was going to read a couple of these other sci-fi books, but when you have the itch, you have the itch. But I'm just going to go through a little bit slower. So we'll see how this goes. I'll talk to you on the next one.